Ever ask your CNC the fundamental question? Would your CNC wood duck if it could duck if there was no wood to duck? We're going to give our drawing tool a spin that I showed you how to make in a previous video. Put the link below if you would like to make it. I'll also show you how to take a photo and put it through software with different filters to come up with a drawing pattern that we can put in our software as a vector and then create toolpaths for a drawing tool. It's a lot of fun. I think you're going to enjoy, and we'll see how this piece of art turns out. All you have to do is go to picsvg.com and take your photo and hit upload. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll hit upload. I'm going to click on my photo I took of two wood ducks down by the river. If I scroll with my mouse button and go down a little bit, you will see immediately, here's my original picture here, and off to the right, we have a picture of what we would download. Now, the good news is there are a lot of different filters that I will put this photo through that give you options. So I'm gonna walk through all the possible filters that we could do from this to this, and then we'll download the file as an SVG, and I'll show you how to put that into Vectric software and create toolpaths. It's on edge number 2 here. All you have to do is click on the arrow. Let's go check out edge 1. So edge 1 looks like this. If I go down, I can get edge number 3 here. Here's edge 3. I'm gonna go click on edge 4, see what it looks like. There's edge 4. Here's edge number 5. Let's go get edge 6. Now let's go look, get it internal number 1. By the way, any of these you can flip in colors if you want. You can invert them. So that is also as well. Let's go to internal number 2. Here's internal number 3. Here's internal number 4. That's kind of nice. Here's internal number 5. Here's internal number, this will be smooth number 1. Let's go get smooth number 2. Thus far, I think smooth 1's my favorite. Smooth 2 would be simpler though to draw out, so smooth 2 is looking promising. Let's go to clean 1. Here's a case where definitely if you wanted to, you could invert this, and you can see that it made that design. I'm going to invert it back to the original. Let's go to sharp number 1. Detail number 1. That's really nice. Artistic number 1. That's great, but it has a lot of little dots, and that might take our drawing tool quite a bit of time to go through. So I'm gonna, if you had time to run it on your CNC, you could certainly do that. But let's see what artistic number 2 was. And let's go back to smooth 2. So smooth 2, I really, really like what I'm seeing here. Let's go ahead and download this SVG. Just click on it. You don't have to put any registration. You don't have to download anything other than the file itself. So I'm going to click download, and when I do, there it is right there. That is a vector that we can put directly inside our CAD program. I'm in Vectric Vcarve Pro right now, and I'm going to set up my job. I'm going to use the dimensions of the area that I could be drawing on a whiteboard right now. So I'm going to put in these dimensions, and for the thickness, I'm going to go ahead and put 5 millimeters. Eventually, I'm only going to be pushing my pin tool down 2. So you want it above 2 millimeters or the equivalent in inches. Just something that you can put some pressure on the surface. So it's not horribly important what you put for the thickness when you're drawing, but you definitely want it a little bit more than whatever you're going to press down with the tip of your pen. And I have my datum in the bottom left-hand corner. Let's go ahead and click OK. Now there is a way to take a photo into Vectric Vcarve Pro and create a vector drawing, but I don't think there's the options that you have inside the program Pick SVG. So now I'm going to go ahead and grab that download that we just did. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to File, and then you're going to go Import Vectors. I'm going to go to where my downloads were, and I'm going to take my latest download, which I hope looks familiar, and this is looking like it's familiar. If I click on that once, you can kind of see the pattern. I'm going to grab it all, actually, holding down my mouse button. Let's go ahead and group it for a second. And if you group it for a second with the G command, then you can grab it from the corners just like you would other things. So I'm trying to do this. It's not cooperating. There we go. Got the corner. And so we can scale this to whatever size we want, and you can put it wherever you want on your canvas, something like that. And now I'm going to expand it out. And I think for our purposes, let's just give it a try exactly as it is. So I've already grouped all these vectors into a single grouping. We can just go then over to our toolpaths. Let's create a toolpath. Go ahead and select your vectors. They were all grouped together, so you should be able to get it with a single click. Remember, we use that G command to put them all as one unit. Now we're going to come over to our toolpaths. We're going to select the profile toolpath. I'll set a start depth of 0 millimeters, a cut depth of 2, and then we're going to select a tool. When you select a tool, ideally you would pick a bit of comparable diameter to whatever the line width is when you're using your drawing tool. But if you're going to err on the side of a little too thin, because it's easier to see what's going on inside the preview. That being said, I'm go ahead and select this 16th inch end mill, which is once again probably a little small. And then this is really, really important, because otherwise you're going to be going super slow, particularly with these thin bits. So we're going to go over to edit, and I'm going to change some settings, but by using this edit, it doesn't actually save it inside the tool. So this is a great way to create it. You could copy it and make your own drawing tool, which is super easy to do, but we'll just do it this way for the moment. And I'm going to change my pass depth so that it's deep enough that it can make that full 2 millimeters in one swoop, so we don't have to do this over and over again, but it's one time. And then the feed rate, we can definitely raise this way up with our drawing tool compared to the regular bit. So let's go ahead and put 75 inches per minute, and then maybe for the Z50 you could even go much, much faster with that. Probably the same speed, honestly, and there wouldn't be any problems. So just to give you an idea, we've done that. Make sure you are line on, and then we come down here and we're going to save this toolpath. I'm just going to call it wood duck depth of cut 2 millimeter. I should say wood duck. Let's do drawing and 2 millimeter depth. Calculate. Let's preview this. So I'm going to go ahead and reset my preview and preview the visible toolpaths. And when you do, you get something that looks like this. That's interesting. Now let's go ahead and make that look a little nicer, more like we would see with our pen tool rather than our bit carving in. So I'm going to go up here to the active sheet, and I'm going to change the toolpath color, and let's turn it to black. And when you do, if you were using a black marker, you would probably see something like this, assuming the width of your line of your drawing is the same as what you have here. And reality is, with my dry erase marker, it's probably not going to come out this nice, but don't worry, we're going to try it with also a Crayola marker, which should get us pretty close, but I want to show it to you both ways. So we are all set. Before we save it, let's just take a quick look and see how long this is projected. Looks like this drawing, as is, take about 18 minutes to draw. That's not horrible. Go ahead and go into your settings and go through the process of saving it like you normally would a file. I'm going to do that, and then we're going to head out to our CNC and run this code and answer the question of would your CNC would duck if it could duck if there is no wood to duck. Well, we're going to find out. We'll do it with dry erase marker whiteboard first, and then I'm going to put a piece of drawing paper down with a Crayola marker. Let's hit run. So what do you think? I guess since my CNC doesn't have any eyes, you could say it drew the duck blind. I like it, but I'd like to give it another shot. Let's put the Crayola marker in and a poster board and see what we can do. What do you think? I'll call it a success, but I can already see the wheels turn in your mind. What would happen if instead of using a Crayola marker, we used a really, really fine tip marker, like a 0.1 millimeter in width? Sounds like something fun to do. Stick around with my channel. You'll find out in the not too distant future.